Hello and welcome to Physics Problems One by One. So here is a problem. As always, read it, maybe once, maybe twice, and then pause the video and try to solve it yourself. So it's another step in our calculation of the lifting force of the wing. Previous problem, we found out that when the molecule of air hits the surface of the wing under the angle alpha, like this, it is rejected under the angle alpha. It's elastic, completely perfect elastic collision. And because it is rejected, its impulse changes. We calculated the change of momentum. Sorry, its momentum changes. We calculated the change of momentum. And for that there is a need for the force to change this momentum. And this was force from the surface, from the wing. And it was perpendicular to the wing. And this was the real force that was forcing the molecule to change direction. And of course, according to this third law of motion, the molecule acted in opposite direction on the wing. So now let's realize that we have this surface and everything, surface is tilted. This is called the angle of attack. This is tilted, the angle of attack. If you know the wing, it's always like that. It doesn't matter which wing you're flying, paraglider, the glider, the aircraft. It's always like this, and that's the reason. Because this is the wing, and somewhere here the molecule hits the wing. Of course, molecule is sitting still, but the aircraft is flying, and it's the same, that molecule is moving and hitting the wing in the system coordinate related to the wing. So this surface and this molecule, this is this picture, but it is absolutely the same picture as this, and this is absolutely the same angle alpha as this, only the force that acts on the molecule is this way, and the force that acts up is this way, and it's exactly the same picture. Nothing changes, but it's kind of upside down. But that reflects the real situation, that they're hitting the surface not from the top, but from the bottom, and so they reject it down, and so the force is up. And so the only thing that's left for us to do is again to draw this system of coordinate y and x, and this vector f, and while I'm looking now on the projection on vector f, and this angle is again alpha, because this angle and those angles, they have the sides perpendicular to each other. This side vertical of this angle is perpendicular to this horizontal line, and this is the side of this angle. And this is normal reaction, the force is perpendicular to the surface, and surface is this side of this angle. So those two angles have two sides that are perpendicular to each other, so there is no other way that they have to be the same. It's a simple geometry. And yeah, I don't have a geometry prerequisite playlist, only trigonometry and vectors and algebra. But it's pretty basic. So now I have this vector f, and I have this alpha, and of course if vector f and alpha we can use to projection, and projection on f, this way it would be, I will write like this, fx equal minus f sine alpha. This is the force that acting in this direction, and this is this. And along y it would be fy, vertical, it would be plus because it's going up, and it would be f cosine alpha. Very nice, that's all I need to know. And then I say that fx will contribute to drag, because aircraft is moving this way and the force is trying to stop it, so the engine, the propeller will have to work hard and create the force in that direction, so they would be balanced and it will be flying with a constant speed in horizontal direction. but this will create a lift. So when all those little forces from each and every particle will combine, all of this, the sum of this, will create a lift in this direction, and this lift would be the sum of all those forces, and this lift would be compensated with mg of the aircraft. Let's put mg. And this way aircraft will be sitting and flying still, no acceleration that way, no acceleration that way, and we will have the air travel of 20th century, last century, and also weaponry of last century. We will have an aircraft. And of course paraglider too. And of course a deltaplane too. And of course windsurfing too. And of course skiing and powder. But all of this is based on the fact that there are many forces hitting this surface. And now when we're done with a single force, and let's write it down. So the force from the single thing is this F, and I will write Fy equal, I have to multiply by this 2mv sine alpha, I have to multiply by cosine alpha. Nothing overly complicated. And of course alpha is very small, so cosine alpha is approximately 1, but sine alpha is small but important here. Anyway, next would be the situation when I try to find out all the forces from all the particles, and this will allow me to find the total force, and this would be remarkable, I think. It was remarkable for me 50 years ago. So thank you, like, subscribe, bell, question. See you next time.